So today we are starting our seventh chapter, Sources of Business Finance. As I said in our Google Meet session, that it is going to be extremely important from your understandings viewpoint as well as for the exam viewpoint, because this is the base for the main finance part of commerce. So if you want to take up a career with finance or with the stock exchanges or with the any legal like CS, company secretary matters, if you want to take up that kind of sources, that kind of no courses, then you must know this chapter well, as this contains the basics of what is known as the sources of business finance or the fundraising activity. So let us go through the meaning first. Business finance means the money required by a business enterprise to carry out its business activities. Now let us understand it with the opposite word called personal finance. Right now, this word would make the sense of business finance clear, because personal finance means the money we use for our personal objectives, like for education or for buying a car, for buying a house, or just a personal loan which does not have any specific objective. While business finance is something that money we use or we raise or we get from any source to maintain and to move ahead with our business activities. So, the finance that is used purely for the commercial, economic, or business purposes is known as business finance. Remember it well. Business finance means finance used for carrying out only business activities. So if you take up a loan from a bank for buying plant and machinery, and then you use that loan for marrying your children or for educating your children, that's not done, because those purposes are unproductive purposes. They may not give you any return. So in business finance, normally when we get the finance from any source, we have to invest in productive avenues so that we can get certain return on it. Say you are taking a loan from the bank and you are using that loan in buying machineries. Now due to the new machinery, your profit margin goes up, and so from that you have to pay interest and principal amount of the bank loan that you have taken for that business purpose. So that is the whole cycle of it. You have to pay the interest from the earning of the same invested money or fund or finance, right? So this is something that is needed at every stage in the life of business, whether you are starting a firm or you are well established and trying to grow the expansion, or trying to add the new product lines of the firm, or try to modernize your business, or try to wind up your business. At every stage of your business you need one or the other kind of finance, that is known as business finance. Let us see the importance or significance of business finance. Now, this is also called nature of business finance. Now, see, mainly if you observe that in what activities do we spend our money when we do our or when we conduct our business activities. Normally, we spend money or our initial investment in two types of expenses. I hope that you are studying these concepts in your accountancy also. A first type of expense is known as fixed capital expense or fixed capital requirement. The second type of expenditure is working capital requirement. Means any expense that you incur for your business can be categorized into two. For example, you are just starting a business and you are purchasing a premises. Say you are purchasing an office or you are purchasing a factory shade, right? So all this, say buying office or buying furniture, buying plant and machinery just to start your business, these expenses are fixed capital requirements, right? While say for example you bought the office and now you are hiring a person, an employee, your first employee, so you have to pay him or her salary at the end of month. So that is a working capital expenditure. So the expenditure can be routine in nature, or the expenditure can be of one time investment in nature. So a business cannot function unless adequate funds are made available to it, right? Some people say that some advertisements I recently came across says that you can start a business without investing a rupee, actually we have to check the truth of it, right? Because any type of activity we do of business in nature, we at least need raw material. Say if it is some manufacturing firm, or we need some stock if it is a trading concern. Even if it is an online business, you need an IT infra. So investment in that IT infrastructure would be a first necessity, right? So it is the initial fund is a life giving blood to your organization. The initial capital contributed by the entrepreneur is not always sufficient to take care of all the financial requirements of business. So, a business person has to look for different other sources from where he would procure the funds. So, a clear assessment of financial needs and the identification of various sources of finance, therefore, is a significant aspect of running a business organization. So, you are starting a business, you have to estimate the required fund that I would need, say, 1 lakh for buying my machineries like printers and scanners, or computers and computer systems. You might need other 4 lakhs for furniture, you might need 20 lakhs for buying your office. So in total you assumed that you need 30 lakhs just for starting a business. So from where would you procuring these 30 lakhs, right? You may have many options, like you have your own savings, or you can go for a bank loan, or you can ask for loan to your friends and relatives, right? So these options of raising or procuring funds are explored in this chapter. So some funds are needed immediately, like from the stage when an entrepreneur makes a decision to start a business, for purchasing of furniture, other assets, plant and machineries, etc. While some funds are required for day-to-day operations, like paying for raw materials, then paying salaries to our employees, paying their insurance premiums, investing in stocks, etc. Also, when a business expands, or it modernizes, or it diversifies its activities, it needs funds, right? Right now, you must have been coming across the pieces of news in which many Chinese companies have invested in, including Paytm, right? In startup apps of Indian firms, right? They are known as say angel capitalists, or fund providers, or venture capitalists, right? Incubators, or sometimes just fund providing entities. So what they do, they they are one of the sources we are going to study here, right? Those all fall under borrowed fund sources. Means you do not bring those funds from home, but you ask such people to give you some fund, right? So that is how a business can start a business. An entrepreneur can start a business and further make it grow by giving it the fertilizer of money and his own toil, right? So we have to make sure that the business does not die because of lack of funds, because nowadays fund providers are many, right? Of course they would charge you interest in return, but you must have a good idea and a will and wish to carry your business further. Okay, so here two concepts we studied: fixed capital requirement and working capital requirement. So, fixed capital means the capital we invest in buying fixed assets, and working capital means funds that we need for having day to day operations done. That is working capital. A business needs fund for day to day operation. This is known as working capital, sorry, not working capital. And for example, holding current assets like stock materials, bills receivables, and for meeting current expenses such as salaries, it's not calories, salaries, wages, taxes, and rent. These expenditures are recurring and routine in nature. So salaries and wages you have to pay every month, taxes, GST you have to file every month, rent you have to pay every month, right? So these are routine in nature. That is working capital requirement. But fixed capital requirements are not routine in nature. Say we do not buy land and building every month, right? They are one-time expenditure, and they are also very huge in amount. While the day-to-day operations or the working capital requirements consume very less or little amount of money every month. And also, if you differentiate, fixed capital expenditure once done, it is not reversible except a huge cost. Say you bought a machinery today and after 15 days you realized that the machine is not of any worth to you. then you cannot sell it immediately, right? And even if you go to market to sell it, you will have to suffer a good amount of loss, right? So fixed expenditure or fixed capital requirement would normally be one time expenditure, and that would remain invested in business for a longer period of time, and these expenses are huge and irreversible in nature, while working capital requirements are really small compared to the fixed expenditures, and also working expenses are routine in nature and they're irreversible, right? It does not involve any huge funds. So this is the importance and the types of business finance we need in our business activities. So let us classify the sources of business finance. As I said in the beginning, in this chapter, we are going to study sources. If we need 30 lakhs in our business, from where shall we get it? This is the biggest question for a new firm, because new firm is generally not so established in the market. So people do not trust the ownership. People do not trust the abilities and the capabilities of the entrepreneur. And so it makes difficult for an entrepreneur to get funds from the market. At that time, he has to see and analyze carefully the sources, various sources available to him, because these sources would affect his profitability as well as his liquidity in the longer run. And once decided, and once we got the funds from a certain source, it's not easy to reverse it. It's not easy to change and frequently move from one source to another. So it is of extreme importance that we decide the source of funds prior to we actually act on it, right? So there are two kinds of business finance: owner's fund and borrowed fund. Please remember it well. Two kinds of business finance sources: first is owner's fund and second is borrowed fund. So let us understand these two titles first. Owner's funds means the funds representing the finance provided by the owners of an enterprise. It's not owners, it's owners, okay? Owners received share of profits as return on money invested, and the funds remain invested in the business till it continues to operate. So it's like the finance provided by the owner himself. Say you are starting a store of imitation jewelry, artificial jewelry, or stone jewelry, right? Then you are bringing some amount of money from your own pocket, or from your friends and relatives, or just from your savings. It is known as owner's fund. And also, it is assumed that being an owner, you would keep this money invested in your business for a longer period of time. You won't withdraw it after, say, a month or two, right? Because you simply cannot. You are just starting your business, and whatever you put into it would give you return after a certain amount of time. So it is assumed that the owner just invests the money, but he or she does not withdraw money from the business unless as a part of profit or as a part of interest from the loans given to someone. Otherwise, the investment done by the owner in the business is something not withdrawable till end. What he earns from it is the profit that he is earning on selling his goods or services. So that is known as owner's fund. The second classification is borrowed fund. Borrowed fund, very easy. The fund that we get from outsiders, like by issuing equity shares, by issuing debentures, or by taking loans from banks and other financial institutions, by asking public to give you some money, or by finding some angel investors or some venture capitalist or any kind of outside party that may be happy and ready to expand you some fund, right? That is known as borrowed fund. Borrowed fund simply means the fund that does not belong to the owner or proprietor or the partner of the firm, right? If you are starting a business and you are taking a loan from, say, HDFC Bank, it is known as a borrowed fund source. So we have to be very careful while we choose from whom we are taking our funds, because in borrowed fund you have to pay interest, right? Whether you earn or you don't earn. Say it is just a first month of your business, you may not earn enough, but still you have to pay interest on the loan taken by you, right? And also, if it is an owner's fund like equity share, you have to pay dividend. This I will explain when I explain equity shares in depth. Let us move ahead for right now. Yes, the second is borrowed fund. As I said, it represents the fund raised from external sources in form of loans or borrowings, which is quite repayable after a fixed period of time. Normally, every month you have to pay the installment. They carry a fixed cost in form of interest paid annually till they are repaid. Normally, we pay it monthly. Say you are taking a loan for buying piece of land, right? Now whether you have started earning on that piece of land, you have started constructing factory building on that piece of land or not, but you have to pay interest on the loan you are taking from the bank, right? So this is all about borrowed and owners fund. Just a moment, let me see the time. Okay, so in my next video, in our next session, I'll be explaining the first kind of owners fund, that is share capital, in which we would start with equity share capital. I am ending my presentation here and I'll go to the Gmeet.